Hi, and welcome to The Bright Balloon, a podcast where I'm sharing bright ideas for your balloon business. My name is Sarah Meyer, and I'm a balloon business owner like you, and I love the creative side of what I do, but I really love the business side, which seems to be the part where most people struggle. So I'm here to help. Each week, I'm bringing you an episode full of bite-sized tips you can use to make improvements in your business. I want you to make more money, eliminate stress, and learn along with me as we grow our creative businesses together. Welcome to The Bright Balloon, presented by 17 Hats. Hello and welcome to another episode. Today I'm chatting with Poppy from Balloon Charm, who has started her second career as a balloon artist after retiring from the military. So this interview is really interesting because it talks about utilizing the professional development opportunities that you might have available to you during your first career or your day job so that you can prepare to either pivot into balloons one day full-time or retire and then do balloons as, I don't want to say a side hustle, but as a second career where you have a lot of freedom and flexibility because the hustle isn't as great. So Poppy talks about not being able to shake that entrepreneurial spirit and that being the thing that really drove her to start a business when she didn't necessarily need to. So there are a lot of people that retire and they're just not done working yet. And I think balloons is kind of the perfect career for people like that. So it's a great interview. There's a lot of tips in here, even if you are not involved in the military whatsoever. I learned a ton. Poppy's incredible, and I think you'll enjoy. Welcome to the UGlu Hotline, where we discuss great advice that sticks. Brought to you by Pro Tapes. If you have a question or some great advice to share, click the link in the show notes to call in and leave a voicemail.
Hello, this is Mark from Fun Day Balloons in Oklahoma, and I'd like to do more deliveries and transport more assembled pieces. And I use UGlu. How concerned should I be that a UGlu connection of latex to foil will cause any popping on the transport, or is it pretty forgiving? Is the latex pretty forgiving? Thank you.
Hey, Mark. Okay, super simple answer here. It's super forgiving. So UGlu is kind of like stretchy. So it actually will shrink and expand with your latex. So even if you're delivering in a hot car or a cold car and things are expanding or contracting, I've never had a problem, especially latex to latex. That is like a connection you can't get undone. And then latex to foil is also no big deal because if anything, the foil is going to be the thing that kind of either shrinks down if it's cold or expands. And I have never had any problems. If you're having trouble getting things to connect to the foil, because sometimes foils are different, they're not all equal, and sometimes different adhesives won't adhere, you can put a piece of packing tape on the foil and then stick your UGlu Dash to that. So that has nothing to do with the UGlu Dash. That has to do with the foil, like the paint, the coating they put on to change the color of the foils. Some brands, nothing sticks to. Some brands, everything sticks to. So if you're having any trouble getting a connection point, a piece of clear packing tape on the foil and then sticking your UGlu Dash to that usually solves the problem. So hope this helps. Pro Tapes is a leading manufacturer of specialty tape products like Pro Gaff, Pro Artist Tape, and our favorite balloon tape, UGlu, which helps you create amazing balloon arrangements and decorations in less time. You can save 5% on UGlu when you buy directly from Having a Party using code BRIGHT at checkout. Welcome to this episode, Poppy. It's so great to see you again after our retreat. And we're talking about your business this time, Balloon Charm. So give us an introduction. Who are you? Where are you? And how did you get into balloons?
Well, good morning, Sarah. Lovely to see you again. I am Poppy Briley with Balloon Charm in San Antonio, Texas. I am a recently retired Air Force veteran. I did 26 years in the Air Force. I graduated high school at the age of 18. I graduated on a Friday. I was in basic training on a Monday, and fast forward 26 years later, I'm retired now. And it flew by. It really did. And one thing that we learned while we're in the military, one old chief many, many, many years ago said, you can't be a one-trick pony. And that was in uniform. You can't be a one-trick pony. And there were certain aspects of my career. I just love doing that job. I am the expert at it. If you heard my name, you knew I was the expert at it. People would wait until I came in to get their questions asked. And I'll say I did assignments for the enlisted Air Force for probably 17 or 26 years that I was in. But I loved it. And as one chief said, you can't be a one-trick pony. You need to learn to do other things too within the career field. So I'm like, okay, all right, I'll go make some ID cards for or something like that. But in the evenings, I never needed money. I managed my money well, but I always got a job because I was bored. Part-time when I wasn't working. If I wasn't working and we weren't deploying or going overseas, I would get a job because I was bored while still in uniform. So I do a little part-time job here or there. Then fast forward, I went to Korea and became a DJ. That's another fun story for another time. I did. DJ Baby Girl. It was, I still, to this day, people are trying to pull me out of retirement to do that. I'm like, no, Baby Girl is retired. I'm not doing it. But I did that. The entrepreneurial part has just been embedded in me since that DJ thing. So fast forward, still in uniform, right? I went from being a DJ to selling Scentsy. And then what else did I do? Those are the DJ thing, no one would let that one go. And then fast forward, I moved from overseas closer to home. I'm originally from Montgomery, Alabama. And I moved to Warner Robins, Georgia. And it is 2 hours from my grandmother's house, where my mom and them is, right? I'm from Alabama, y'all, so mom and them. So one year I told my mom, I said, for my grandmother, who is the matriarch of the family, I said, we need to have a birthday party for her every 5 years. And that started when she was 70. So that first birthday party, small, it was at this little house that she owns in front of her house. It's her little she shed. She has a whole house full of she shed, my grandmother. So then the party started elevating once we hit 80. When she turned 80, we had it at a venue in downtown Montgomery. And me and my mom and my sister were doing all the work. My mom is doing most of the decorations. Like, we are full-on party planners. Then when grandma turned 80, I said, Mom, my mom's favorite line is, I got to help me. I said, Mom, we got to help us. Somebody got to help us with these decorations. So my mom said, there's these girls that do balloons. And this was in 2018 in Montgomery, Alabama. She said, there's these girls in Montgomery that do balloons. We should hire them. I said, well, do it. What's their name? What they got? So she said, and she sent me pictures. And then I started going down the Pinterest rabbit hole. And I sent my mom a picture. I said, send this to them, see if they can do it. And they said, yes, we can do it. And I gave them $300 with my eyes closed. I was like, done. Decorations done. I don't care. Done. We had a beautiful birthday party for grandma. Grandma turned 80. Fast forward 5 months. I am about to turn 40 back in San Antonio. I want balloons for my birthday party. And I can't find anybody. Here in fast forward, I left Georgia, moved to Texas from Georgia. And here in San Antonio, preparing for my 40th, I couldn't find anybody. I was like, trying to find that same style that we had did for grandma. So then I got on YouTube University, right? I'm a proud alumni of YouTube University. And mind you, I'm still in uniform, right? And I started finding how to make a column. And I make these columns, and I watched YouTube to see how to make it. And then I invited all my military friends over to my house. I said, look, y'all gonna help me make these columns, and I'm gonna feed you. Okay. They said, you feed us, we're coming. And when it comes to my military friends, when we support each other, we're all in. So I had them all come over to the house, and we made 8 bases. And I designed all the balloon. I did all the inflating, but I think I had my mom come like a couple of days early before the party to do the inflate. But I had all my military friends. So I was teaching one how to use a drill. I was back and forth to Lowe's trying to figure out how to get the wood cut. Right? YouTube University. Fast forward, my party happens. And at the party, It's a beautiful party. It was a Kentucky Derby party.
Okay.
Balloon columns kept falling out of the stairs.
Oh no.
It was so windy. So what I didn't do was glue them in there. And I didn't know I needed. But my friends, they are so fantastic. They just put it back in the column and we just kept the party going. Fast forward after my birthday party, I love watching CBS Sunday Morning. And CBS Sunday Morning had a piece on the World Balloon Convention.
Oh, okay.
And I sat up in the bed and my husband was like, balloons. And I was like, a convention? If there's a convention, there's training.
What year was this?
This was in 2018.
Okay, interesting.
So let me back up. Grandma's birthday party, her 80th was 2017.
Okay.
2018, I turned 40.
Okay.
Balloon Charm was born in 2019. So in 2018, after my birthday party, I saw they had just had the World Balloon Convention. And I was like, so if there was a convention, there's training. So I got on the internet and started looking up formal training. Several people came up, and no lie, I went to see Ben and Billy in Tennessee. My husband was like, and I didn't care. Everything Ben and Billy taught me in that first day was what I learned in YouTube in 4 months. I was like, oh my God, babe, I'm learning so much. They taught me everything. And in one day, I can't believe what I'm going to learn the rest of the week. And my husband said, you left Texas and flew all the way to the middle of Tennessee to learn how to inflate balloons. I was like, yes. So I came back from there, and I think I did that the fall of 2018. I learned so much from them. Balloon Charm was born January 2019. So when I came back from training from Tennessee, I started telling all my military friends, I said, hey, when your retirement? Let me do your retirement balloons. Hey, when you get promoted? Let me do your promotion balloons. Hey, let me do this for you when you get promoted. With your next military event, let me do it for you. You just got to charge me.
We must have met right when you were starting. I didn't know you were that new because we met at Balloon Boss Summit.
Yes.
Like 4 years ago. So that would have been 2019.
No, I didn't go in 19. So when Balloon Charm was born, I didn't know I was pregnant.
Oh, okay.
And a friend of mine, so like I said, when I got back from Tennessee, I started telling everybody, let me do balloons for you. Let me do balloons for you. And one of my coworkers down the hallway, she was starting her entrepreneurial route and opened up a Marco's Pizza. She figured out how to open a franchise. We're all in uniform, right?
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what we're going to do when we take this thing off. So when I got back from training, everyone told her, find Poppy. She can help you with your grand opening. So me and her, I remember vividly, we were in the stairwell working out what we're going to do for our grand opening of our business. So I did the grand opening balloons for Marco's Pizza, the first one in Seguin, Texas. And that was like my debut for Balloon Charm, not knowing I was pregnant. Didn't have a clue I was pregnant. And I had the tiniest little Audi TT. They was like, you gotta get rid of it. I was like, I know, I can't keep this TT. So I asked all my friends, let me do your retirement balloons to build my portfolio. And COVID hit.
Okay.
Slowed me down. Slowed a lot of people down, right? And I didn't go, I think I went to Summit in 21.
Okay.
Because I had to pivot like everyone else with the balloon decor on doing things outside. I tried to do the letters and I was like, this is too much. No, I'm not. I did the yard letters for like that long.
Yeah.
I gave them away to someone said her granddaughter, 9 years old, wanted to start a business. Like, here you go. I'm going to write this off. I gave her every letter.
Oh my gosh.
I did. I was like, I don't want to do both.
Yeah,
when we came out of COVID, I was like, I don't want to do both.
It was exhausting, the outdoor stuff for sure.
So I would say most of my clients have been strictly word of mouth, and word spread. And I have totally been introducing my community to the art of adding a little balloon charm to their events.
Absolutely. So then when did you retire?
Last year.
Okay. Really recently.
Really recently. So 19 is when I started and I retired in 22.
Okay. So do you still live on or near a military base? How does that work? Because I know a lot of your clients are military related.
So I stayed in San Antonio.
Okay.
Is what I did. So I am in what's called Military USA. San Antonio has been coined that name officially as Military City USA. So I can easily get on any military installation to provide balloon decor for anyone who needs it for their event without the restrictions of having to get a base pass or can you get on base. Me, I can just, if they call me, they know I can get on. That hurdle is not anything they have to worry about.
Are you ready to take your balloon business to the next level? Look no further than Having a Party Wholesale, your ultimate destination for all things balloons. At Having a Party Wholesale, they're not just a distributor, they're your partner in success. With the latest and greatest in balloon innovations, they're on the cutting edge of new products that will wow your clients. From top brands like Tuftex, Jamar, Anagram, Ellie's, Premium Conwin, and more, they've got the widest selection to fuel your creativity. Elevate your balloon business with premium quality balloons and accessories that'll make every event unforgettable. Join the successful league of professional balloon artists who shop at havingaparty.com. That's incredible because at the retreat, we talked a little bit about that unique offering. Like, what can you provide that other people can't? And you were like, getting onto base, like the fact that I don't need special, they don't need to get my ID. I just did something for the Air Force yesterday, actually. And it was like a whole thing. Like I had to submit my ID before I got there. I had to show it when I got there. My helper had to send hers. And like, we came in this big truck and they had to like look under it with their little mirror. Yeah. Like it was a whole thing. So I think
that background check. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
That. Yes.
So that is really interesting that you have that. So what type of work are you doing now? I mean, I know you're not restricted to only military, but you said word of mouth. That's a lot of what you do.
A lot of it is word of mouth. So those same people reach out to me for birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
And the most recent thing I did that I haven't done is a gender reveal, which was kind of cool. I was like, oh, okay. And so the Air Force basic training is here in San Antonio. So a friend of a friend told her friend to call me to do her son's gender reveal, who was graduating basic training that day. Okay. And that was like the coolest thing because the mom of this son, like it all came together. I didn't know who was hiring me. I just know someone called me and said, Michelle told me to call you. I was like, okay. And the mom was in Arizona, but no, the future grandson, it was weird. The future grandson was in Arizona. The boy was graduating from basic training today. His mom and the whole family was here. All I know is I did the gender reveal and I stayed to watch it. And everybody started crying. I started tiptoeing out. Like, oh, that's my cue. I'm out. Not knowing that after I left, he proposed to the girlfriend.
Gosh.
And they got married that day.
Stop.
No lie.
That's like 4. So he graduated. They did the gender reveal, engagement, and married. Did she know, or she was just like, yes, I do. And also I do. Like, did they have it planned? That's crazy.
I think that's what basic training does. When you're in basic training, you have a whole lot of thoughts going through your head while you are isolated and creating this new bond of camaraderie with people. And when you get ready to graduate, you're like, I want my life to look like this. So I think what I wanted to express as a veteran, then active duty person, I don't think the military does a good job of preparing us to take the uniform off.
Yeah.
I think they start too late because all the mandatory things that we have to do to prepare for transition, they don't do it until we are a year from transition. That's the maximum time that you have to start going to transitional classes. But you have probably 4 months before you retire that you got to just kind of knock all that stuff out before you have to take it off. And then at the 1 year mark is when people actually decide, okay, I'm going to push the button to take this off, get out of here, what I'm going to do. And a lot of folks, when they take the uniform off, they just come back as a civilian. I knew that was not going to be me. No, not with all the entrepreneurial routes that I had taken after hours. I was like, no, I know definitely I'm not coming back. I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to come back. But I think the things that I learned in my entrepreneurial spirit, it was because I was bored after work.
Yeah.
Right. So how do we prepare our military people before then? Because 26 years is a long time. For a lot of people, that's all they know.
Right. Exactly.
That's all they know. And I'm here to tell them, you don't have to wait that 1 year before you take it off. You can do it before then. And then sometimes I think, what would I be doing if I wasn't Balloon Charm?
Mm-hmm.
And I know I wasn't gonna go back on maybe a DJ that doing my own balloons decor. I don't know. But I will say during COVID, I listened to you a lot.
Oh, yeah?
I did. When I went to Summit that first year, my husband was like, what's it like? I said, you know how you watch a lot of people on YouTube? Just imagine seeing them all in person.
Yeah, right.
It's like a celebrity, podcast or social media fest if you've been following these people for a long time. So as far as like the business tools, the military gives you that, but you have to seek it out on your own. It's offered for free.
Yeah. Well, you had mentioned that too, that you have a lot of professional opportunity or professional development opportunities offered to you. And I think that's amazing in the military, but I would also bet that's probably true in a lot of careers, that like if people are listening and they're working a day job that they're kind of not into, one of the reasons that I stayed sane was taking advantage of some of those professional development opportunities and applying them in my business, not necessarily to my day job, but I know you have attended LinkedIn classes and like
Boost to business.
Yeah.
Boost to business is huge, huge. And if for anybody that's listening to me that's in a uniform, even if you're out of uniform, take it now.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait until you're about to retire and get out. Take it now. I took that class 3 times.
What was it? Say it again.
It's called Boots to Business.
Okay. Very cool.
And they basically tell you everything you need to know to start a business. If you want to start a business selling this ink pen, they're going to tell you how to do it.
That's incredible. And is that available? Like say that you retired 10 years ago, you're a veteran. There's those type of things? Okay. So if someone ever served, they have access to that?
Yes, ma'am.
That's incredible. That's great.
Yes,
because
they got access.
You're young. Like, oh, I thought you were like 30. When you said you were retired, I was like, I'm sorry, what? How does that work?
I'm 45.
But that's young. So to have nothing for the rest of your life, I couldn't do it either. I would have to start a business. I would get stir crazy. So I think you're probably not that unique in terms of people who retire early and then they're kind of looking at the rest of their life. And it's like, well, you got to do something. You need that purpose, right?
I'm telling you, everyone, I would say 90% go back and work on base.
Because it's just what they know.
That's what they know. And I think, so we are offered a free education, right? While you're in. But what's embedded in us, the education that's offered to us, they want you to get an education based on what your military job is first. But that doesn't have to be your bachelor's degree.
Okay.
That's not going to prepare you to take the uniform off. That prepares you for promotion while you're in uniform. If you continue to, I was HR, human resources. So I got my little associate's degree while I was in, right? But I could have went on to get my bachelor's and so forth. But I was too busy being an entrepreneur outside my uniform. I was like, I don't need that right now. And it's okay. But I think people have the biggest misconception that continued education after they get their associate's degree has to be in their current military job. It doesn't. It does not. It can be, if you want to go and be a scientist, use your GI Bill to become a scientist.
That's smart.
Or if you want to go and become, I don't know what else they got out there. Some people do business management, but they still don't know what they're going to use it for.
Well, I feel like a lot of people listening too probably have kids who are serving in the military, and like this great tips for them as well. Like, I don't know any of this stuff. That's really smart.
Yes. That initial, I think the associate's degree is the biggest one where they're like, first you got to, test for your job, make sure you're proficient at your job, knock those out. And then once you start taking college classes, they want you to get the associate's degree related to what your military job is. But to further that, the GI Bill, that you really aren't supposed to use that until you take the uniform off. But you can continue to take classes while in uniform and not even touch your GI Bill.
Yeah.
But while you're taking those classes, think about what is Miss or Mr. Poppy gonna look like when you take this off. They're not ready. They're not ready.
Yeah. Well, you sound like you are. I mean, I've always been so impressed by you.
Are you looking to grow grab-and-go sales? At Balloon Suite, we have the expertise you need to know how to grow your own grab-and-go market. We also have a really easy-to-use checkout flow for your customers that brings those orders right to a dashboard that you can easily use to know exactly what you need to create today, tomorrow, next week, or whenever that customer schedules their pickup or delivery. You can learn more about Balloon Suite and check out our plans at balloonsuite.com.
What do you think you see the future of your business looking like? Is this, I don't want to say a side hustle because it's your main gig, but like you're also unique in the sense that you probably have a pension or something.
I do.
Yeah. So you are set up nicely. Are you wanting to grow this thing? Are you wanting it to be like your lucrative, fun hobby? Like, what is the scale that you want your business to grow to?
So I went to the retreat, and the retreat was based on the pumpkin plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think about, why didn't DJ work?
Yeah.
And why isn't Balloon Charm a lot further than it is? And you talk about, or the pumpkin plan talks about who your biggest customers are and relying on them. So I kind of feel like I'm in that same sweet spot I was in while I was DJing and doing balloon decor. I stopped DJing because people wanted to lowball me. And your price is your price. At the end of the day, your price is your price. No one wanted to pay my price. I just kind of stopped doing it.
Sure.
Just fell all the way off of it. So now with Balloon Charm, the price is the price. There's a lot of competition. There was a lot of DJs out there, not a lot of female DJs though. So but the pumpkin plan says, find out who your star customer is and hone in on that. Even though it's saturated with balloon artists in our area, everybody doesn't have the ability to get on base like I can, right? And then those same military customers use me for their other events, birthdays and divorce parties, gender reveals, what have you.
Yeah.
Okay. What have you. So I do want to see Balloon Charm get bigger, but not on remember I said I can't stand organic decor. I hate it. Why? Because I am a proud military veteran and I like structure. I need to know.
I get it. That makes total sense. Yeah.
I need to know how many balloons we need and here's the design. So I really want to do more sculpture. Like you look at it, you know that it's a airplane. That's the type of thing that I want to offer to my people. You look at it, you know it's a 3 and not a messy looking 3 or something like that. So I really want to focus more on the classic decor side. And I was just thinking, my husband told me yesterday, which I should have known, right? He said, not yesterday, earlier this week, he said the first day of football is on Thursday. And I was like, I could have did that little football man that I had learned at Summit.
Oh yeah, right.
And pushed that out because that's classic decor, which I'm not going to discount doing it. Thanks to shout out to Balloon Masters in New York for Chris Potts teaching me how to put that football man together. But I'm like, that's what I want to do. Why did I not put that out? So I think I want to offer something that people aren't traditionally getting, like balloon drops. People don't normally order balloon drops. People don't normally order that football guy. Why don't order it? Why are they not ordering it? Because they don't know it's available to order.
Yeah.
So I need to put it out there in front of them.
Yeah.
And I'm so full of tools and information and random things that I know. I need to start executing it.
Yeah.
And it's time. I have the time. It's been a year since I've taken the uniform off. So it's time to start executing. I don't have anything else delaying me, any other obstacles. My kid is a lot older now and he goes to school every day. It's time for me to start executing every single tool that I've gotten in uniform and out of uniform.
That's awesome. Well, and you will. I mean, you're just unlike anyone I've met. You take little pieces of information and like you can teach them. And that's how I know you understand it. Does that make sense? Like you took a LinkedIn class, you had notes and you taught it to us at the Glow Retreat. And I don't think most people absorb that much or take things that seriously. It's like, oh, I got a few tips here and there. You had like an outline that you were able to share. So you're very detailed and the classic makes sense knowing you. I understand that you want everything in order and just like so. And I think that's awesome. I think that's cool that you're doubling down and leaning into that.
You know what, Sarah? That also reminded me, I think deep down, my passion is teaching. And I would love to just teach the basics of it. Because a lot of times we go to all this balloon training and people, you wonder, how did they learn, right? Everybody may or may not have gotten on YouTube University, but those basic skills and techniques on like how to make a frame, how to tie a balloon, these are the different machines that you can use. That's where I love like teaching people.
I love that. Oh my gosh, Poppy, what if you taught basic training for military moms and you did like classes on base and you could teach them how to decorate their own parties? Normally it'd be like, why would you cannibalize your own business like that? But you're different because those moms move around. They're all in one place. Like basic training is so cute. It's such a good brand. Because if you love teaching, I mean, you can make money from teaching people, especially if you are not wanting to grow $1 million business with, 10 employees. And like, if you don't want to do all the little parties, you could maybe be their teacher. That could be kind of fun.
And you know what, Sarah, that's great that you pointed that out too. I have done the whole leading tons of people thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I already know how to lead. I already know how to make teams cohesive and work together, but that is not a bad idea to develop a teaching.
Yeah, the people who aren't going to spend more than $100 on balloons aren't really your customers anyway, but maybe they'd spend $100 to learn how to do a little garland themselves. So it's like you kind of could cater to everyone because those big, the big retirement parties, like they're not going to be making their own balloons. They're still going to hire you.
You know what? You are onto something because I did have a potential client call me about a month ago, and it was my old supervisor who called, and she said her troop, bless her heart, they gave her a $50 budget.
Yeah,
that was insulting. They gave her a $50 budget for it was a promotion release party. No, the staff sergeant, and it was an induction ceremony. $50 for decorations. Yeah.
You're like, I can bring one bouquet of balloons.
Not even that. That's just going to buy the bag.
Yeah.
But you are absolutely right. I probably could teach those professional organizations that don't want to pay me to inflate the decor. Maybe you could pay me to teach you how to do it. That way, every time you have something, and when they move around to these other bases, they can take that skill with them.
Yeah. Normally I kind of deter people from teaching because like in regular residential areas, it's like, well, why would you want to teach your competition or why would you want to teach these people how to do it for less? But in your area, I think it seems so specialized and so unique and everyone's kind of together and living on a base. It could be cool. And it could be like something you do 1 or 2 times a year just to get your fix. And then you're passing your cards out to all those people who, half those people are going to be like, you know what? I can't even tie a balloon. This sucks. I don't ever want to do this again. Like half the time people that hire me have tried doing it themselves. And they're like, no, never again, please. I don't want to touch a balloon.
I think that would be the cutest class ever.
Basic training. Oh, I love it.
Yes, they constantly calling me and saying, hey, can you help her do this? I was like, help her do what? What y'all doing? What are y'all trying to do?
Yeah.
Bless your little heart. No. And I don't want people to fail. Failure is not an option. And if you call me and ask me, I feel like it's going to be on me that it didn't go right.
Yeah.
Because I didn't give you the proper tools to go forth and doing it. And I will say military people like church people, they cheat too. The private organizations, they're cheap. But for those of us who are planning on retirement and they've been waiting for this retirement day, or they are planning a promotion and they've been waiting to get this particular rank, the budget need a budget.
Yeah.
It's out there. and my budget needed a budget for my retirement. It was a production that whole weekend.
That's awesome.
It really was.
Well deserved. Well, let's wrap this up. This was so great. I'm so excited that I get to hang out with you in person and get to catch up with you again. Congratulations and thank you for your service. I should have opened with that, but you're just incredible. And I'm so excited to see how Balloon Charm grows.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for your support. And thank you for gracing me with your presence and allowing me, look, you famous, you internet famous.
Oh, stop. Well, so are you in my book. I was like, Poppy is coming to the retreat, the one and only Poppy. So, well, great. Well, it was great catching up with you. And thank you again for sharing.
No problem.
Thanks for listening. As usual, I tried to keep it bright and light. Our presenting sponsor is 17 Hats, the CRM I use to cut the chaos and manage my entire balloon business. From the lead capture form on my website to workflows and email templates, invoicing and grab-and-go garland automated bookings, it's all powered by 17 Hats, the best customer relationship management system for balloon businesses. There's even a 50% off coupon code waiting for you in the show notes wherever you're listening. I'll see you next week in another episode.